What is going on, Chaotix? It is your boy ChaosMade006 here, and we are back with PDL Season 3, Week number 3 versus the New York Mets in Coach Super Mew 9001. Again, this is the team. Now we do have Fiery MZ and Hitmonchan on the squad this week. They both are there. Fiery MZ actually we got last week. I forgot to mention that we traded Fightini MZ for Fiery MZ. And I think you'll see why. I'm actually maybe thinking about trading that again, but we'll see. We'll see. So we did pick up a 5-0 win last week. It was very good. And a reminder to you guys, right now there is no match next week as we are taking the week off for Christmas, so people can go and celebrate with their families. Don't have to worry about doing a match. So that is already set up. But there's my squad again. Mega Gyarados looking pretty nice, sitting with a 7% kill death ratio, winning, getting a 6-0 sweep 5-0 sweep last week, which was great. But let's check out Mew's team and see what he's got. So he's obviously rocking his Mimikyu, Porygon 2, Gengar, Ditto, Escavaliers, Vaporeon, Salazzle, Zygarde 10%, Cresselia, Megalopunny, Sylveon, and Oricorio. Now some of those mons are really scary to me. He is the only undefeated team in the league right now at 2-0. He had a sad little fallout last week, but other than that, he'll be okay. So he's looking pretty good right now. We gotta end up beating him though. That's something we gotta do. So what do I expect? What do I expect this week? I definitely expect to see Mimikyu. I think it works really well against my team. I think he uses it pretty nicely, and I think it definitely shows up. Porygon 2 makes good sense to come. It's going to be tanky and also give me a little bit of coverage to take on some of my things. Gengar also probably comes. It's a very powerful Pokemon and really can just deal damage to us. I would expect to see Zygarde come. It's a nice, fast Pokemon that's going to be able to pretty much outspeed my entire team. So that's something. Mega Lopunny also comes, which looks pretty nice to see as well. And then his final mon is whatever he wants to bring. That's going to be niche and nice little setup. So maybe Ditto to try to counter me. Escavaliers just because it can be a wild card at any typing, really. Vaporeon could come, be a nice bulky setup. Sylveon could come, be a cleric. Cresselia could just be a wall to put on him against my team. So he's got a lot of different things that could come. And that's going to be interesting to see. But the 5 I mentioned, Porygon 2, Mimikyu, Gengar, Zygarde, and Lopunny, I definitely expect to see this week. Oricorio also could come and maybe be the Ghost DMZ setup. I don't know. He does have Ghost DMZ. That is something to look out for because Mimikyu could have run that, and that would be not fun for me. But enough of his team. Let's get into what I'm bringing this week. And we're starting off with Maximus again. I thought Maximus had a really good match this week. I originally had a Choice Scarf set going, but I decided a bulkier set would be a better option here. So we're running max HP and max special defense with a modest nature, boosting my special attack and giving the extra 4 IVs to special attack. Leftovers is my item, so I can get health back every turn. And of course, Serene Grace is my ability. Now for the moves, we're running Psychic, Shadow Ball, Toxic, and Flash Cannon. So as you can see on his team, he has a lot of poison types, a lot of things, a lot of fighting types as well. So Maximus can deal with those with the Psychic. He does have a lot of Ghost types as well, and Shadow Ball's there to deal with those. We are running Toxic on a lot of things this week because I think stalling out is going to be a good tactic for me to use here. And then Flash Cannon, obviously, to deal with his fairies that are also maybe running around. So Maximus with this moveset does really good, and he can take on Gengar, Salazzle, Vaporeon, Cresselia, Sylveon, and Oricorio, whichever Oricorio set he brings. So Maximus is looking pretty nice this week. I know that's not a whole lot. I mean, that's a 6th set, so if he brings all of those, I mean, Maximus just comes in and wins, I guess. But I think the bulky set of Jirachi is a good set for this week. And I didn't want to Choice Scarf it because my next bring, Jackie, is a Choice Scarf user. So we're bringing Jackie the Medicham. It's supposed to be shiny, that I did not make shiny, so it's going to be shiny. So Medicham is coming in. For moves, Zen Headbutt, Ice Punch, Poison Jab, and Return. I didn't know what to throw on that last slot, so Return sort of just made sense to give me something else if I wanted to lock into something that was neutral to everything besides his Ghost types. So that's sitting there. Zen Headbutt, obviously Stab. Going to be my stab attack this week. Again, as we mentioned with Maximus, Psychic is pretty good. It can take on some of his poison types as well as his fighting types. So I thought it was nice to have. Ice Punch comes in for Zygarde because it's going to be there. And also it can help deal with the Oricorios, whichever set he brings. Again, Poison Jab, nice for the fairies, nice little stab move there to hold off on some of them. And then return, obviously, just, yeah, it's just there. Obviously, Pure Power is our ability. Running Choice Scarf again this week. I have it set to 204, so we're hitting 271 in the speed tier. And that's because if you hit 270 and you have Scarf, you are going to tie with Mega Lopunny. So I speed creeped it by 1 point. So we outspeed Mega Lopunny, which gives us a nice Sin Headbutt to Oko. You might not think we can outspeed him. That could be something. Or maybe he just thinks we can't Oko him. Hopefully something that we get a nice kill on that Lopunny, because it's scary. And then we're running a little bit max attack, by the way, and then a little bit in HP, just so I can live a couple hits if I have to. This thing is not really bulky. It's just supposed to be one punch man and be done. So that's what we're gonna hope Jackie can pull off this week. We're bringing Tony for the first time, our Incineroar. It's gonna be an Assault Vest variant this week with Intimidate. I thought Intimidate was really good against things like Mimikyu, likes to set up behind its disguise, and also give me some staying power against his other fighting types like Zygarde as well. But the set we're running this week, Earthquake. Oh, I didn't go over what Jackie's good against. Let me go back to Jackie. Jackie can take out with her moveset and her stuff. It's going to be good against the Gengar, the Ditto, because it will outspeed, and I can Zen Headbutt it if it is turning into me. And also Zygarde and Lopunny. So very niche set here, again, only taking on like half the team, but it's going to be taking on its attacking side. So Maximus and Jackie really deal with the offensive side of the team that they're going to bring, most likely. And then I have the rest of them really focusing on the defensive side. So Tony comes in as the third Pokemon again, Intimidate, so I can get rid of those attack boost, and also scare physical attackers not to come in against this thing, which actually do good against Incineroar, which is actually pretty funny. We are running Assault Vest to give me a special defensive bulk, which gives Incineroar some staying power in these matches, which make it a nice mon to take out stuff. It is running a little bit of attack in 64, but it is adamant, so that really makes up for it. Running about 310, which is going to be able to take on a lot of things and hit them really hard. Some things it actually doesn't need any EV's investment at all to deal with, or even a nature boosting attack to deal with stuff. So Incineroar is going to be really good for that. HP, again, this thing is going to be bulky. It is running an Assault Vest, so the special defense actually is higher than 216. It's actually sitting about almost as high as this HP, so about a high 300 number. And then attack is sitting there, and we're running max defense as well, so I can live a couple hits. So really good Pokemon to bring defensively. I never thought that Incineroar would be a defensive Pokemon, but I guess it is, and we're gonna try it out. I didn't bring any speed this week. It speed ties with his slowest member, so I didn't think that was really too important. But Incineroar can put in some work and that's why it needs to live a hit. Next up, moveset. Earthquake, Darkest Lariat, Knockoff, and Drain Punch. I thought Knockoff was nice because this is going to be a way I can deal with it's going to be a way I can deal with Ditto. It can be a way I can deal with Porygon 2, which obviously is going to bring Eviolite, so it gives me some options there. And Tony's going to be able to take on Mimikyu, Porygon 2, Gengar, Ditto, Salazzle, maybe Zygarde. I don't know if I want to really try that. It could take it on, get rid of the Knockoff, and if it's like Choice Banded or Life Orb, it comes down to a roll, really, so that could be something. It also takes on Cresselia, and also any of the Oricorio forms they come, because Knockoff really just damages them, and really makes them useless. Next, we're bringing Reginald the Regirock, which I did not name. Reginald the Regirock, that's how you fixed. Bringing Leftovers and Clear Body this week. I'm running a really fun niche set for this, and I have not put any. I will put the EVs in there once I remember to do that, but I was really testing out what I wanted to do for this thing, and this is what we came up with right now. Protect, Toxic, Rock Slide, and Earthquake. So Protect is going to be there as a Toxic stall, and it's going to be kind of funny to run Toxic stall on Regirock, so I think that would be a fun set to run, and I wanted to try it, so here it is. Rock Slide obviously for stab, and also it does enough damage because most of the things we have to beat with Toxic. So Rock Slide does enough damage and also can give me flinches, but it is also the slowest thing probably coming to this match. And then Earthquake, obviously if the Ditto comes and tries to take on Reginald, I can just Toxic Stall it and Earthquake it. So that's what we can do here. So it gives me another option for that. Reginald is going to be able to defeat. I will tell you the stats when we get to the actual match because I don't remember. But it's going to be max HP, you know that. But Reginald's going to be able to take on the Mimikyu with Toxic Poisoning, the Porygon 2 with Toxic Poisoning, the Ditto with Toxic Poisoning, Salazzle, Cresselia, Mega Lopunny with a Protect on the High Jump Kick. Now that is where I really want to bring this tech in. Protect, High Jump Kick, that's 50%, we can take it out from there. And then it beats all the Oricorio forms, probably just with Rock Slide itself. Our third member is Muck, coming back, pretty good staple on the team, coming back this week. Running a Mega Berry and Gluttony, so something I haven't done before. Usually I run Poison Touch, but I think having Toxic as a move instead of as like ability potential, we want to make sure we hit Toxic and not Poison, so that's why we're bringing Toxic instead, and Gluttony just gives us the ability not to be able to Poison Stall something. But fun fact, the Mega Berry restores half my health at a fourth of my HP. Which, with Gluttony, that makes it go faster, so at half my HP, I will get all of it back with Mega Berry, and I don't get any repercussions because I am not a minus speed nature. So that's something to deal with. Slime is coming this week, rocking the Thunder Punch, Poison Jab, Toxic, and Knockoff set. Max attack, max special defense, and a little bit in HP. I needed this thing to be a bulky guy, but I also needed him to hit really hard, because this is primarily my way to deal with Vaporeon if it comes. So it's my way to deal with Vaporeon and Sylveon if they come. So that's why Muck is here. That's what I thought I really need to cover here on the last couple slots. So Muck comes and deals with that. And Muck can beat Porygon 2, Gengar, Vaporeon, Salazzle, Cresselia, Sylveon, and Oricorio. Now looking at what I'm bringing this week, I might say that Gengar might not come and maybe something else he brings. So maybe not Gengar this week, now that I look at that I can destroy Gengar pretty easily. And finally, last but not least, is Gertrude. I really was trying not to bring my Mega Gyarados this week, but out of the Pokemon I had left, this thing makes the most sense to come. We are running Dragon Dance. It is an Intimidate set this week, because again, I like to have the switch-ins. So one way to deal with the Mimikyu could be just Intimidate swapping between Gyarados and Incineroar. So that is something to do. But it is rocking Dragon Dance because, you know, boost is nice, and if I get set up to like +2, I win. So that's something. We also have Ice Fang for Zygarde, Waterfall to deal some nice neutral damage, and then Crunch is coming. I don't think it's Crunch. No, it's not Crunch. I didn't change the set. It's Earthquake, actually. We're bringing Earthquake. That's what we're bringing. Right, because Earthquake does more damage than the other stuff. But fun little set. We're not running max speed this week. We're running 196, giving me a 247, which again is going to give me enough to when I'm. It's going to give me enough when I don't know if that's correct or not. We'll check it out, but it should give me enough speed that I can take out stuff if I get +1 or +2. Max attack, we need that boost. I obviously haven't finished the set because I haven't put the nature on it yet, but I believe it's an adamant nature. This is what we're going to be running. Yeah, it's going to be, no, it's going to be a Jolly nature. That's why it's weird. That's why it's weird. Okay, figured it out. So Jolly nature gives me 271, which allows me to outspeed Mega Lopunny. Speed creep again, give me a little bit of attacking power there. If I just going to get +1, honestly. And I pretty much wreck. Again, that's what Gyarados does. Setup sweeper. It's so great. It's a setup sweeper. And then we're running defense because actually it's fun because depending on what Gyarados I have out depends on what it's good against. So I have two different breakdowns of how this team works. So if I'm just running a regular Gyarados, it can beat Mimikyu. Maybe. It's a question mark. It comes down to a roll. So it could beat Mimikyu. It beats Gengar. It beats Vaporeon, Salazzle, Zygarde, Mega Lopunny, and maybe even Sylveon. If I'm regular, I just have to put I get plus like 3 on Sylveon, and that's kind of hard for me to do. So, or I could just get lucky and get a flinch with Waterfall. Either way, it works. But Mega Gyarados can beat Porygon 2. Gengar maybe because it does get Focus Blast, and depending on the set, if it is a Choice Scarf Gengar, it's gonna hurt like crap. if it does Focus Blast. So that's a question mark for me. It can beat Vaporeon, Salazzle, Zygarde, Mega Lopunny at +2. Only at +2. It will not come in and fight if it is not. It cannot take on a Lopunny if it is not +2 or it's in its regular form. And then it can maybe beat the Oricorio depending on what set he brings. If he brings Pom-Pom to deal with my Mega Gyarados, it could be a problem. But other than that, it probably does take it out. One thing I did not mention is I did not mention anywhere in this list is Escavaliers. I don't think it comes, but if it does, I think I have a wide enough move diversity that I can deal with it with one of my Pokemon. So maybe that's a nice 5th or 6th Pokemon to bring to deal with it. But I really didn't think it was coming, and I really didn't try to prep for it. But I could probably just set up on it with Gyarados as long as it's not electric. So no worries there. And that is going to be Gengar. And that's going to be the team, folks. That's what we're going to be bringing. I'm going to work on the Reginald set again, finish that out, because I had some calcs, apparently, that I didn't bring. So let me finish off this calcs, and we are ready to go with this match. But I hope you guys did enjoy this Team Builder. If you did, leave a like, and also subscribe if you are new, because you're going to want to see the match coming up tomorrow. Remember, so this last week, we will be streaming. We will be having uploads every single day at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Once we get into January next week, maybe not, but we'll see what we get. But that is where we're gonna wrap it up, guys. I appreciate you guys showing up, and give me some luck, give me some love, give me some comments, give me some boosting stuff in the comment section below. That way we can get some hype going on for this next battle versus New York Mets in Season 3 of Premier Draft League Week number 3. We need this win, guys. We need this W. Put us in a nice position going into the break. So we need this W. Alright, well that's all I have for you today. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, I'm ChaosMay006, signing off. Burn it up.